about ankle deep, and the water can be just about room temperature. And we put some salt in that water, and we dip our feet in that water and then meditate. This will, of course, be a guided process, but we usually have this setup ready so that we can start with the foot soak at the beginning of the session. And then we also, it's also helpful to keep a mug of fresh water next to the foot soak so that once you're done, you can rinse off your feet into the tub and then dispose the water in the toilet. So if you have any questions, please let us know. I see somebody named Zoom user in the participants. Can you please tell us about yourself? Are you here for the first time? What's your name?
I think that might be me. No, my name is Miriam. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I've participated before, but I'm traveling today. I'm not at home, so I think it's coming in as a Zoom user. But I've done
no worries.
The side room before.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
So I can't do the foot soak, but I'm sitting here through the meditation.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, if you don't have this ready for today, that's totally fine. Or if you're not able to do it today, that's fine. You can just meditate along, sitting wherever you are. So whenever you are able to join with the foot soak next time, you can do that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just want to apologize in advance. I'm recovering from some sickness myself, so I'm going to try and mute myself if I cough in between.
So meanwhile, we are still waiting for the participants, and some others are preparing for their food soak. I request you, Sudeep, to introduce little bit your experience about your Sahaj Yoga journey when you started in the beginning, and about today's topic of meditation as well.
Sure. And some of you who've been in my session before may have heard this already. But I started Sahaj Yoga in 2008. I was pretty much fresh out of my undergrad in India, and I had been sort of searching for answers about life and seeking as such for a few years before that. And I hadn't quite found what I was looking for. I guess I was not, I probably didn't even know exactly what I was looking for, but there was this seeking inside of me. And I went to play cricket in India, went to a camp, a club where the coach was someone who was practicing Sahaj Yoga for many years. And he used to make the players meditate before practice every morning. So that's where I was first introduced to Sahaj Yoga. But I didn't really feel anything as such over my head, the cool or the warm. But I just enjoyed the cricket very much when I played there. And there was a certain calmness and a certain joy to playing there that I had never quite felt before playing the game. So soon after, and that was only for a couple of months, and then soon after I came to the US to do my master's, and I came across somebody in the city I was in, Buffalo, New York, who had just come there from Italy and had been practicing for many, many years. So I met up with him and started meditating. And I remember I distinctly felt that cool breeze over my head that everybody was talking about. And so I realized, I mean, this is more than all the evidence that I was looking for, and the peace that it brought with it um, was I realized, this is my path. So I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga ever since, and it's been just a beautiful journey of going deeper, um, learning to stay in balance as we go through the ups and downs in life and all the motions of life. Um, and you just keep learning and learning and growing, hopefully. So that's been my experience to sum up in a few sentences. So, and the topic for today is we'll be focusing on this area around the second and the third center called the void. This is region where the guru principle in us is established, where we become our own masters in every sense of the word, not just in terms of our virtues and overall well-being, but also, or more importantly, in our spiritual ascent. Um, how do we develop the discretion to choose between right and wrong, for instance? How do we even recognize what is right for us and what's not? What is helpful for our growth and ascent and what is not? In a world that is more and more complex, that is more and more gray than black and white, how do this principle is extremely important in today's world, especially as we navigate the waters, so to speak, and ensure that we remain in balance and don't get too distracted by all the distractions that are pulling at us from both sides, the left and the right, all the time. So a strong guru principle is very important for our growth. So we will meditate upon that. We will listen to a speech by Sri Mataji where she talks about some of the aspects of this principle. And as you can see in this diagram, this green circular region around the stomach, it encompasses the second and the third chakras. The second, that is the Swadhisthana, the center for creativity, and the third is the Nabhi, which establishes peacefulness within us and satisfaction. So both of these are encompassed by this area. It's not really a chakra or a center as such, but it is created by the path of the Kundalini. When the Kundalini rises, she goes to the Nabhi and then creates a circular and goes around in a circle, then creates the Swadhisthana, and then goes back clockwise and completes the void before progressing further to higher chakras. So yeah, and this principle has been nourished or informed by the masters who came on this earth at various times in history and across geographies. There was Abraham, Socrates, Guru Nanaka, Shirdi Sainath. There's so many prophets and masters who came on this earth at various times, who gave us messages that we needed at each of these times, at the time that was proper for that message. So helping us build up the knowledge that is necessary to go further in our evolution. So and we invoke all of those messages, all of those principles to complete our void, to complete our guru principle. So, and we feel it in this area around the palm, not in the center, but in the circular region around the palm on both sides. That is where the void is represented on our hands. So I think it's time for us to get started. Any quick questions before we start the footsoak. All right. So if you have the footsoak ready, you can sit down on the chair. So let me just do that. So let's sit with our back straight, palms on our lap. Let's be relaxed. And as we always do, we will start by raising the Kundalini 3 times and establishing it over the head, tying a knot, and then balancing the 2 sides, um, balancing each of the chakras 7 times. So the left hand goes up like this, and the right hand wraps around it. So starts from behind, over, and then under, over, and under. So let's do this. So we bring the Kundalini up, and then we tie a knot over the head like this. So we're using the hand gesture to raise the energy and establish it over the head. So the second time we tie 2 knots, and the third time we'll tie 3 knots. So now for the bandhan, that is the balancing, let's bring the right hand near the left hip, raise the energy of the left, and bring it all the way down to the right, near the right hip. And then retrace that path, bring it back up and all the way down to the left. So this is the balancing at the first chakra. We'll do this 6 more times because there are 7 chakras in total. So it is good to use nice, slow, flowing hand motions. And it is more than just a ritual. It's not just a mechanical movement, but you'll notice that the energy will start to move with your attention. So now we will vibrate the water with our right hand. So what we do is just move the right hand clockwise, but it's important to keep your attention at the top of the head so that that coolness is flowing, the vibrations are flowing. And we're directing it with our hand to the water and salt. And you can also sort of pray in your heart, let the qualities of the sea, of the ocean, come into this water. Because the sea has the power to absorb. So now we can place both the feet inside. We'll take a few deep breaths. Can keep our attention on our breathing. Now let's place the right hand towards the earth by just letting it hang by your side, pointing towards the earth. And let's feel a connection with Mother Earth. Let's feel a gratitude for all the support and nourishment and protection that she provides. The first chakra as well as the left channel, energy channel. So the first chakra, the quality of the chakra is innocence. Our innocence is established at this level. We are born with it. It never goes away. But as we grow up, it can become shrouded by clouds of ignorance and the ego. So we ask Mother Earth, Mother, please clear my Muladhara chakra, my first energy center. Please enlighten my innocence. Please dispel any clouds of darkness that shroud my innocence, my wisdom. And its role in supporting our ascent. This innocence is the basis of all joy. Without innocence, we cannot feel any joy. So let's appeal with humility to Mother Earth. Mother, please enlighten my innocence. Please awaken it. Let it shine through every. Mother, please clear my left energy channel, which is the channel of the past, the subconscious. Please remove any superficial desires, impure desires, any type of selfishness. Let me be free of any conditionings from the past that keep me from growing, from experiencing the subtler states of awareness. Let me feel the joy of the Spirit in my being. Let me feel that freedom of the Spirit. You can bring the right hand back. Now let's clear the right energy channel by raising the left towards the sky. The left hand points upward. You can just bend the arm at the elbow, pointing the hand upwards. The right hand rests on the lap, palm facing upward. Here we ask the air and the ether elements to clear out, to remove any excess heat generated on the right side because of thinking, worrying, over planning. We do nothing. We just surrender to the elements to do their work on us. And we watch. Let my attention be steady, and let it be on the subtle, on the spirit. Let my attention be enlightened. We can bring the left hand down. Now the foot soak is also very helpful in clearing the lower chakras, the first three chakras, and the void. So let's bring the right hand to the top of the stomach and move it in a clockwise direction, round and round, slowly. So from the top to the left, to the bottom, and here we say, let any imbalance in my void, in my Guru principle, be removed. Let any impurities, any falsehood that may have crept into my Guru principle be removed. Let my Guru principle be cleansed. Let my void be enlightened by light of the truth. You can bring the hand down. Let's keep our attention at the top of our head. Let go of any thoughts. The seventh center, which is now enlightened by the Kundalini. We can now conclude the foot soak. We'll take some fresh water, take one foot out, rinse it over. Take your feet out and do the same with the other. Make sure you don't put your feet back in the water after rinsing off. And now we can dispose the water in the toilet and then come back and settle down. So we'll start back in about 2 minutes. When we dispose the water, it's also important to rinse the tub that you use for the foot soak, so that it's fresh for use the next time that we foot soak. So let's settle down. Sit comfortably either on the floor or on the chair. We can close our eyes. Keep our palms open. And continue to meditate. It's important to meditate for a few minutes after the foot soak as well. Enjoy the silence. Enjoy the freshness that you may be feeling after the foot soak. Usually there is a better flow that you might feel through your hands and your head. More coolness, which is very meditative. So I already spoke a little bit about the significance of the void. In Sanskrit, this region is called as the Bhava Sagara. Sagara means ocean. So it is only when we cross this ocean of illusion that we're able to enter into the realm of reality, the spirit. And in the speech that we will play shortly, Sri Mataji talks about how we can nourish this center, this region, this principle through compassion, through having a motherly nature to ourselves and to others. She also talks about the importance of sharing this state of self-realization with others and to facilitating their growth as well. Because once a candle is lit, it has the power to light other candles. So there is that potential in all of us. And when we help others also see this reality, to experience it and to grow in it, we are also helping ourselves and nourishing our own Guru principle. So let's listen to this talk, an excerpt from a talk.
Had to spend a little more time than normal to get to the stage where we could really worship the Guru. When we worship our Guru, we have to know actually we are trying to awaken the Guru principle within ourselves. It's not only that you are here to worship your Guru. You may worship many a times. Maybe the vibrations would flow. Maybe that you might get filled with that and you feel elevated, nourished. But this nourishment has to be retained within ourselves. So always remember, then whenever you are worshipping any principle outside, you are trying to worship your own principle within yourself. Within us, as you know, in all of us, there lies the principle of Guru. It's very interesting to notice the Guru principle being drawn beautifully round the Nabhi chakra. You never see any chakras connected with the Guru principle. You see Nabhi and around is the Bhavasagara. So this Bhavasagara, which is the ocean of illusion, cannot be the Guru. So there are hidden chakras within this Bhavasagara, within us, which are to be awakened and to be brought to light, to be manifested. As you can see that the limits of this principle are done by the movement of the Swadhisthana chakra. Swadhisthana is the chakra which gives you first and foremost thing is the creativity. A person who is a guru has to be creative by nature. If you are not a creative person, you cannot become a guru. For example, you are faced with disciples with whom you have to converse. You have to create a word of divine magic to impress on the disciples or the people who are attracted towards you as gurus, to show that you have much more divine magic than them. If you are a very mundane type of a person, very ordinary, cannot create a beautiful couplet or a beautiful sentence or a humor or a joke or a beautiful painting or a beautiful tapestry or a beautiful house. If you lack in creativity, you will lack in your guru principle. Because a guru has to create out of ordinary people something extraordinary. He should be able to create a new personality out of an old personality which is decaying. So the first principle you have to understand within yourself that you should be able to create a new personality in a person. So, how do we do it? Of course, you have got powers to raise the Kundalini, you have got powers to cure people, you have got powers to talk big or talk small. Despite all that, if you cannot create a new personality out of the persons with whom you are dealing, then you are not a guru. And the new personality has to be a special personality of very unique combination of compassion and dynamism. So it is important that in your creativity you have to use the energy of compassion. You can only mold people through compassion and never through anger, never through suppression, never through showing off your powers of Gurudom. Unless and until you handle the situation and the personality very carefully, showing all the respect, showing all the concern and all the love for the person whom you are giving realization, just showing off that you are a great Guru, it will only create a kind of a fear about you. And after some time, people would not like to see your faces. So the most important thing about Guru principle is that you have to create. Many people get realization, all right? They get realization, then they stay in some ashrams maybe. They come to pujas, they listen to music, they may dance, they laugh, they're collective, but still their Guru principle is not awakened unless and until they have created many, many more Sahajogis. So the vision of a Guru should be, how many Sahajogis I am going to create? How am I going to use this creativity to create more Sahajogis? So the basis or the essence of the Swadhisthana Chakra, though is aesthetics, the force and the energy of Swadhisthana Chakra is attention. If you have a wobbly attention, if your attention is 1 minute here, 1 minute there, if you have an attention by which you just can criticize others and cannot see your own faults, if you have an attention by which you show people that you are a frivolous, nonsensical person, then your Guru principle is wasted. It is the effort of Sahaja Yoga that is wasted, and your Guru's job is also wasted. Minimum of minimum. First, the attention has to be pure. But pure attention doesn't mean harshness. It doesn't mean asceticism. It doesn't mean disciplining your eyes like a blinkers of horse. But in all freedom, your attention to be concentrated. Where do we pay our attention the most? If we are honest, we can think on human level, we pay our attention to our children, to our wife, to our husbands, to our family, the relationships which are with love. So, when your attention has got the compassion and the love for another person, then only you can work out the realization of others. If you have to work out the realization of others, it has to be an intense love for another person. If you don't have that intensity, you are just moving your hands, raising the kundalini because your mother has given you powers and it's finished off. That intensity of love can only give you success with your pure attention, and I think the pure attention can only love. Impure attention cannot love, because all impure attention is self-oriented, I-oriented. They are not self in the sense, spiritual oriented. But the idea that spirituality is love, it seems to be a new idea for many people. They think spirituality means a person who is just absolutely dry like a beanstalk. And nobody can go near that person. Nobody can communicate with such a person because that person is too pure. If the soap cannot cleanse your body, what's the use of having the soap? If the soap is afraid to come near you, then it's better not to be called as soap. So we come to the point that the creativity, if it is our aim, lakshya, for that the attention we should purify. And to be purified with love, with compassion. And the same attention, when it is filled with love and compassion, it gives you dynamism, it gives you strength, it's untiring zeal you get.
Let's absorb the words that we heard just now in our meditation. In nourishing our void, the Bhavasagara, we can introspect. Let us introspect to see what is it that is preventing us from establishing our Guru principle. What is it that we are not recognizing in ourselves or in the truth as we experience, as we see? What is it that we are not able to imbibe? If it is because of doubt, then let's lay those doubts to rest, at least for the time being, so that we can experience our growth, our meditation, our powers. If it is attachments, conditionings from the past, preconceived notions, then let's set them aside. Assume our powers. Accept these experiences where the truth manifests on our hands, on our fingertips. If it is distractions or unsteady attention, then let's practice keeping our attention focused on the highest, surrendering to the highest, to the supreme. We have already established a connection with the supreme. We feel it on our hands. We feel it at the top of our head. But this connection has to be strengthened and expanded. For our full spirituality to manifest. So for this, let's cast aside anything that is coming in the way of us taking a full plunge into this new realm. New realm of awareness. I can share that in my own journey in Sahaj Yoga, it is only when I let go of overthinking, doubting, overanalyzing spirituality that I was able to experience the truth as it is. And then all the doubts and the thoughts just dissolved. I knew reality as it is. I was able to enjoy that bliss. This is a part of our nature, every one of us. So let's strengthen our desire to go deeper, to grow in this experience, to share with others. And to enjoy it, every bit of it. Keep our attention at the top of our head and continue to meditate silently for a few more minutes. We can conclude the meditation for today. Before we do that, we can bring the right hand a couple of inches over the head to see how we're feeling. If you're able to feel that flow, the coolness, check with the left hand as well. And you can do this anytime during your meditation. You can also check how you feel on your hands. So let's conclude by raising the Kundalini again 3 times, like we did at the beginning. So we tie a knot over the head each time. And then balance. Bring the energy of the left to the right and the right to the left for each of the 7 centers. So thank you all for joining the meditation today. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Sudeep. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, please feel free to share.